In respect of counts 42 to 68, you are sentenced to 1 year imprisonment. In respect of counts 69 up to counts 79, you are sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. In respect of counts 80 to count 90, you are sentenced to 10.
A court in Johannesburg has sentenced Chinese nationals on Wednesday to terms of 20 years in prison each for trafficking people from Malawi and forcing them to work at a factory in South Africa. For you to hear the whole story, I'm going to play some of the videos in court. Guys, this has just happened few days ago, and it's really sad that in modern days there's still slavery out there, and out of all these people, they are not even adults only. There are also some who are under 18. So today I'm going to explain to you what happened, and also I'm going to explain to you the reaction from Malawi government, and also I'm going to explain to you what are people saying about trafficking policies in Malawi and trafficking policies in South Africa. This is an ongoing case. It has taken about 6 years until on a Wednesday, I think, is when these Chinese nationals got their sentence. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And greetings to each and everyone. Welcome to Auntie Yami channel.
Moving on, a court in Johannesburg Wednesday sentenced 7 Chinese nationals to 20 years in prison each for the human trafficking, kidnapping and forced labour of Malawians. The sentence comes nearly 6 years after they were arrested when local authorities raided a Johannesburg factory and found 91 Malawian nationals, 37 of them children, working in horrific conditions. South African government has issued a warning that human trafficking and modern slavery are on the rise. Tom Canetti brings us more from Cape Town.
There were 91 Malawians, including 37 children, working and living in appalling conditions in this Johannesburg sweatshop. It was only in 2019 when one man managed to escape that the premises was raided. He testified that the workers were assaulted, threatened with a firearm if they disobeyed orders, and were locked inside the secured premises. The police say that the workers were smuggled into the country via shipping containers, and the government actually issued a warning earlier in September saying that human trafficking is on the rise here in South Africa. When we were in Malawi for a France 24 report in August, we actually met someone who claims to have been lured into modern slavery from Malawi to South Africa. And on top of that, the Platform for Investigative Journalism in Malawi released a report earlier this year saying that Malawi has become a hub for human trafficking, with South Africa a key destination to send slave labour.
In respect of counts 42 to 68, you are sentenced to 1 year imprisonment. In respect of counts 69 up to counts 79, you are sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. In respect of counts 80 to count 90, you are sentenced to 10 years imprisonment.
Do these sentences send the right message?
Thank you very much. Indeed, it's the Deputy Minister. I must say that today is a victorious day for us in South Africa. This is sending a very strong message to all those who think South Africa is a country where they can come and do as they wish, violating or undermining our labor laws. The department is very pleased, very much pleased that the court attaches much more serious meaning to the violation of employment laws matters now, such as child labor that we have seen there. We're talking about safety in the workplace. We're talking about the registration with the unemployment and compensation funds in order to ensure coverage of employment. So we have seen what we have seen today goes very far in making sure that the non-compliance that we see by company owners or the employers in this country, whether they come from outside to invest in our country or it's the employers who are within the country. But the message that was sent today is very, very strong, and we believe it's going to serve as the deterrence, and it's encouraging us as well to continue doing our work and do it even much more better and with more energy, because we can see that we are making a difference.
Deputy Minister, do you know how young the children were and what they were being made to do?
When these children, because some are children, when they were found, some were 3 years into the company, meaning by then they were 17, but they were employed at the age of 14. When we found them, they were 17 by then, but they were employed at the age of 14, which is below the age of that is stipulated by the International Labour Organization of 15 years. So this is one situation that we said as the department, we can't allow it. With the sister departments, the collaboration that we saw taking shape or taking place in this operation has yielded serious results, because we had SAPS, we had Home Affairs, we had Hawks with us, and the National Prosecuting Authority. It has really assisted for us to collaborate and work together. That's why this is a groundbreaking case. It's for the first time in South Africa where you find that labor matters and such matters, people are prosecuted, sentenced to so many years in jail. Yeah. So this is sending a strong message to anyone who believes he can continue undermining our laws.
As you've heard the videos, I'll also briefly explain to you what really happened, because some of you cannot understand properly what I'm saying in this video. The group was convicted on February 25 of trafficking 91 undocumented Malawian nationals from 2017 to 2019 to work at the cotton fabric factory in Village Deep, an industrial area in the south of Johannesburg. The Chinese nationals had been arrested on November 12, 2019, when police raided the factory and found the Malawians confined under inhumane conditions with armed guards controlling their movements. The factory had high walls and razor fence. Court records listed the defendants as Shu Uyen Sao, 42, Biaoma, 50, Hao Chen, 50, Queen Lee, 56, Zhou Jianqing, 46, Jun Ying Dai, 58, and Zirian Zhang, 51. They all were sentenced in Gauteng South Division Court to 20 years after being convicted of human trafficking and breaking the country's labor and immigration laws. Prosecutors had sought life sentences. They said the victims were forced to work 11-hour shifts, 7 days a week, without proper training or safety equipment. Many had previously worked at Chinese-owned factories in Malawi, were recruited to go to South Africa under false pretenses, the prosecutors said. During the trial, the victims described harsh conditions, including being transported in windowless trucks to the factory where they were not allowed to live. They were also forced to work on holidays and were prohibited from bringing in outside food. Personal communication was banned, and they were made to operate defective machines without protective gears, leading to accidents, they said. So guys, as you can see, this is what has been happening. This is what has been happening. So I'm going to also read to you what Malawian government has said reacting to this arrest and what are people saying about the reaction from Malawian.
The sentencing of 7 Chinese nationals found guilty of 158 out of 60 charges related to kidnapping and forced labor is unfolding. Let's listen into what is happening.
Number 1 guy is from the big boss here.
Yes. Is the big boss working?
Yeah.
Where's the big boss? Where's the big boss?
Yeah. See this? Yeah. China Shield firearm store. It's in Bruma.
So, ma'am, how come he hasn't been arrested?
Where is he? Where is he?
Here. This is his store. He run a big business here.
Why has he not been
big boss. They're all afraid they're gonna be killed by this boss. So they keep silence all this time.
Police talk. Why are you only talking about
and why are you not part of people who are giving evidence to this? We all think this is just a small problem. Nobody tells us what's going on. How serious is this? They all think they're gonna be fine. The boss is always lying to them.
So, then why did they think they were going to be fine when they've been in prison this whole time? And
they can't understand English.
Right.
And the previous lawyer, the Kruger, he knows everything, I tell you. They're all lying to them. Only the judge, he doesn't know a thing.
So you're accusing the courts of lying, of not conducting this properly?
I tell you what, these accusers, they know everything. Because there's not only one boss. This is the main boss. There are 4 bosses. And at least 2 of them is right in this country. Especially this one. He's the main one. And he has the gun-related background in the Chinese community in this country.
Do you not fear for your life?
They fear of their lives. So,
what about you?
No, I am not now. Because they are going to kill my mother. If they bring my mother into prison, she's gonna die. She had a stroke. I have the medical report. See this? This is the medical report. This is my mother. Stroke. You see this? CVA. And now she might got a secondary stroke because her blood pressure is very high.
Please show us the picture of the main boss here.
Let's just make it clear. So pan slowly so we can see. Let's start this side and then you'll head over.
And maybe zoom into cameras.
Perfect. And then just like this. So everyone can see it properly.
And this side.
Slowly so everyone can see.
Who hired those lawyers? The boss. They don't have money.
So who's protecting him? You're saying that he hasn't been arrested. Is there someone who's protecting him?
Number 1 is his man. He always interrupts everything to save these people because he wants to save the boss,
So I'm trying to understand, if he hasn't been arrested, is someone protecting him? Why was he not arrested in all these years?
No one says about this. They all keep silence all this time.
Why?
Because they're afraid. Because you see this? He has a gun-related background in this Chinese community. So they are afraid they might got killed by him.
So far, there haven't been much reaction from Malawi government, but I've got some of the reaction, some of the reporters quoted from Malawi government. The Malawian government has issued warning to its citizens about employment abroad, especially to avoid falling prey to fraudulent offers. For example, in May 2025, Malawi's Ministry of Homeland Security warned young people against job offers that seem attractive, visa-paid flights, but are fronts for trafficking. Also, NGOs have been vocal organization like the Malawi Network Against Trafficking in Persons, MNAT, says that up to 95% of Malawians who go abroad under job promises are trafficked without full awareness. Another civil society complaint highlights that in cases of sexual exploitation, victims, especially women and girls, face delays and other fallings in Malawi legal system, such as poor investigation, delays in court, weak victim protection, etc. Gaps and criticism in Malawi system. Malawi has laws on trafficking, e.g. the Trafficking in Persons (TIP) Act, but enforcement is viewed as weak by many observers. Victim protection and justice are hampered by delays, inadequate investigations, and sometimes lack of resources or infrastructures. Let's see what about the South African side was the reaction. How this case appears to be affecting labor law and enforcement in South Africa. While direct effects in Malawi are less clear, the South African side shows quite strong reaction in terms of law enforcement and regulatory labor law enforcement. The case is being used as something of a test case and warning signal. Key developments includes multiple government departments in South Africa, employment and labor, justice and constitutional development, National Prosecution Authority, the Hawks DPCR publicly applauded the 20-year sentences, signaling determination to crack down on such abuse. Some points from the state's arguments emphasize deterrence, that employment, illegal immigration, exploiting them, violating minimum wage, ignoring workplace safety, etc., are serious and will be punished. The state explicitly called for sentencing to reflect deterrence, retribution, reform. The case has also underlined the importance of interagency cooperation. The Department of Employment and Labor, the police, SAPS, Home Affairs, Hawks, etc., worked together in inspections, raids, and investigations. There is attention on bringing facilities, factories, etc. into compliance with labor laws, minimum wage, registration for compensation funds, reporting workplace safety. Although there are no detailed public statements from Malawi specified about the sentencing, at least not that one found, the case is likely to influence Malawi in several ways. Increased awareness among Malawians. The severity of the South African sentences may serve as a warning to people considering accepting questionable job offers abroad. Combined with government advisories, this might push people to verify employers more carefully. As you've heard and watched all the videos, it's really sad, guys. This is how I'm going to end my video, that modern slavery is still there, because this is modern slavery. But at the end of the day, they are so lucky to be given 20 years. Because if it was in China, similar serious cases of trafficking, it will occur into death penalty or even life imprisonment. They'll get harsh sentence in China. So to me, I believe that sometimes when these Chinese nationals are committing these serious crimes in Africa, we have also to follow the punishment in their country so that it can stop them from taking advantage in our countries in Africa, because what is going on, they are taking really advantage. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to watch this video from the beginning until the end. Don't forget to comment. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think this sentence is enough for them to change for other Chinese nationals or other nationality out there who are into trafficking to, or else let me know what you think. With me, I've said it already. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you very much to all my subscribers, both returning and new subscribers. Thank you for showering Auntie Yami with love all the time. Remember, this channel is here to update you on what is happening. News and politics. So make sure you watch the videos so that you can get latest updates on what is happening around the world. And also, this channel talks much about Jamaica issues, politics, and any Jamaican news. Because, you know, Jamaicans, they always shower me with love. Thank you, thank you. God bless you abundantly as you continue to support me. Ciao, ciao. Bye.